And we're back, people. We are back. Your favorite, and I'm never lying when I say this, your favorite sports podcast, roaming the airwaves, rolling with Ramos, is back. I said that in a long time. Is it deja vu, or is it just something that I've just been saying in my head for a long time? We are
Right, both.
back. I happen to be the one that holds the last name Ramos. I would like to specifically, as always, thank my daddy for that one, Mike Ramos in heaven. I love you. Every day, every second of this earth, I miss you. I wish you were here. Episode 119. Now, listen. I just had a birthday. I know y'all saw it. I'm not too shabby on the pictures. I know you saw it. I just had a birthday. So, episode 119. Because we in October and I'm still celebrating. The 28th was just how many days ago? Wasn't that long ago. It's all week. The Do It Like It's My B-Day edition. And you hear the chuckles. You hear the voice. Tristan.
What's going
Now,
on?
last time I saw you, you took a sabbatical. The last time people saw you, you took a sabbatical.
Right.
I know they've seen the pictures. I know fatherhood's been great. I swear, look, this man's so beautiful on the other side of the screen to me. I haven't seen him in this
I can't.
capacity. You're like a flower blooming. I just want to smell you. Tristan, you're back, baby.
Yes.
How's the family? How's Sienna?
Family's doing great. Sienna's doing beautiful. The missus is doing beautiful. She's actually here listening on the show as we
Will
speak.
she
Well,
make an appearance? Oh man, I want to hear the baby.
I'm
Okay.
not going to probably in another show. He ain't going to do it today. He's
It's
working
not
hard right
about you
now,
anymore.
and we got baby girl on the baby cam as we speak. So
Oh,
yeah,
I was
everything is
wondering
good
that.
though. Everything is good though.
Can people drop the? Okay, so as you know, I'm not technologically advanced at all, so it's his show. Can people drop their comments down below? Can they talk to us? Can
They
I
can.
say that?
They can. They
Okay.
can comments for sure. So everybody that tunes in, please comment, comment, comment. We're gonna see it. We'll pop it up on here so you can see your comments pop up on the live. It's good. We're using some new technology, trying it out, seeing how it feel. I like it so far. You see the fancy background. We're doing different things.
Say hello to us. You know you missed us. Anyways, these faces are like Tizoob faces. Anyways, oh man. Whew. I'm sorry. I might be a little I might be a little winded. It's been such a long time. This is like nostalgia and all these things put into one. I'm like, I'm never at a loss for words. I might
Right.
actually just a tad bit be a loss for words. All right, let's get into this thing, shall we?
Yeah,
Let's start with the NBA, Tristan. Let's start with the NBA.
for sure.
Oh, the NBA versus the COVID-19 vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
It's already must-see TV before the season starts. We
For
all
sure.
know about the media days and what everybody said. So let's start. According to NBCSports.com by Kelly Eckert, coronavirus vaccines have been the center of heated debates for the last year and a half. And the NBA is no different. The league will not require players to receive their full COVID-19 vaccines for the 2021-22 season. However, the NBA will have separate protocols for vaccinated and unvaccinated players in an effort to encourage individuals to receive their vaccination shots. If you are fully vaccinated players will avoid regular testing and can sit together in the locker room, at team meals, and during travel. They also don't have to quarantine when deemed a close contact unless they begin to show symptoms of COVID-19. Unvaccinated players, on the other hand, will be required to undergo testing on all days involving practice or travel, and they could be tested multiple times on game days.
Mm-hmm.
Those without vaccines must maintain social distance and quarantine if they come in close contact with someone who tests positive for COVID-19. Now, Tristan, before we get into some notable outward vocally guys that had that had something to say about this.
Yep.
First of all, it's no surprise if I'm going to work and you're going to work, and this
Yep.
really shows the humanistic side of sports that people tend to always try to forget. We, as commentators, try to remember to tell people that this is what it is. Athletes are human. LeBron puts his pants on just like we do. He just knows how to play basketball better than we do.
Right.
But I'm going back and forth with my coworkers. You're going back and forth with your coworkers about getting vaccinated and unvaccinated. How much more do we understand was it's no surprise what's going on in the NBA? Are you surprised that it's even more political in the NBA as well? Because let's be real, it's an organization.
Well, I mean, understand like all like especially in the past in the last I would say we're in 2021. I would say probably in the last 5 years, anything that is politicized in uh, as common knowledge, amongst the public and news or whatever, the NBA has been one of the leading spearheads in regards to all of it. So you got to think about the fact, like, you got the Black Lives Matter movement. Even the election and voting for Trump. Yet, you know what I'm saying? Like, you had NBA guys wearing the T-shirts talking about your vote is important, your vote matters. Black Lives Matters movement. You see what LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, Chris Paul, all these guys that are doing. They're always making a statement. So, in regards to anything of the public matter, those things are always coming to pass. So now you're looking at um, uh, COVID,
Mm-hmm.
and some people are looking at it as their right to free speech, their right to decide their body, their choice. But we're also dealing with the dynamic that there are policies that got to get followed. So I'm not surprised that it's happening this way. It's just we're just kind of now we're wondering like what's going to happen in regards to um, some of the marquee players, and I know you're going to get into a little more detail with that with some of the names, but you got some of the marquee players that we're dealing with where you're worried because they have their own opinion about what they want to do and how they want to be and how they want to function, um, and it's going to cost them and it's going to cost the NBA. So I'm intrigued to see how much further this will go along.
I'm Did the NBA get the rules right? If you're unvaccinated, this is what you got to do to prove to us that you got to stay in these games, and you gotta. I mean, the multiple testing. I mean, I think
So
a lot of organizations have followed suit with this. They want to make sure that every second of the second, hour to hour, that you don't have COVID-19 if you don't want to get vaccinated. So they're giving you that right. But if you're
yeah, so,
unvaccinated, we're going to give you the chance. If you're vaccinated, we're going to still get you to follow protocol, but we also understand that to a degree, you're going to be okay.
so here's the thing, because and I knew this was going to be a question that you were going to ask, so I actually took time to really think about this. And how I'm looking at it, how I'm addressing it is the NBA players, you have all the right to what you decide as far as your body. To the American public, you have all the right to decide what you want to do for your body. But here's the thing: when you're an employee of a
Mm-hmm.
company, you have a responsibility not only to yourself, but to those that you work with, your co-laborers. And I think what the some of the players in the NBA are not realizing is that your decision not only impacts you, and it not only impacts your family, but it impacts the people that you work with and their family. So, like for me, like my company, I'm fully vaccinated, right? That was a responsibility that I had to do for my family, my
Yeah,
household. Because me working and going into construction sites and things like that, I don't want to bring anything back into my own house.
yeah.
I was not one that was very big about the vaccine. And to be quite honest, I can honestly say that if I was maybe working remotely or something like that, where I was able to stay in the house, I probably wouldn't have gotten the vaccine.
Well, that
But
makes sense.
exactly. So now you're asking NBA players that are going out playing basketball. You got your training staff, your coaches, the assistant coaches. Then you're looking at the stadium. You got the staff of the stadium. You got the announcers, the people that work at the concession stands, security guards, all these people. There's so, and then not to mention, you're bringing back fans into the arena. Now it's not like football, where there's a big open space where not all the NFL teams play in a dome. All the NBA players play in an arena, in a closed, confined space. And you're asking fans that are going to come in there that might not believe in vaccinations. You might have staff members that are going to work, that are going to be in the arena, that might not believe in vaccinations. And you, as a player, are going to be around all these people. You have to make the decision to say, hey, for the betterment of what we're doing, for the betterment of um of my team, I'm going to do what I have to do. Because now the policy is, if you're not vaccinated, like certain teams, because of the law of the state, some of these players aren't going to be able to play in their home games. You play an 82 game season, that means you have 35 to 40 home games per season. You're going to miss basically half the season out of what? Stubbornness? Because you don't want to take the vaccine? I'm trying not to be ignorant, and I'm trying to be sensitive to people that feel like, you know, they're unsure. They feel like maybe the vaccine was rushed and all this stuff. So I'm trying to be empathetic about it. But understand this, for the NBA players, right? For a regular Joe guys like us, we don't have the resources and we don't have the access that NBA players have. The doctors that they can talk to, the money that they can put into the research. That's why it annoys me. We're almost 2 years into the COVID. You still got NBA players talking about, oh, I still need to do some research. What more research do you need to do that you couldn't have access in these last 2 years? There's no excuse.
I've come to the conclusion, you know, the world says you shouldn't put unvaccinated people versus vaccinated people against each other. I'm vaccinated, and now I believe again, and now I'm against everybody who's unvaccinated. I'm one of them, and I tried to stay out of that conversation
Right.
because for a minute I wasn't going to get the vaccine. My mother's 67. I don't want to hurt my mother. I want to go see my mother. So that
Right.
was a big deal of me doing that. I
Absolutely.
had open heart surgery when I was 3 months old. Granted, I've been good for the past 33 years, as that is my new age for the last 3 days. I, I had open heart surgery when I was a baby. Granted, I had my repair in '88, but who's to say I'm overcompensating, thinking I'm totally healthy, and I'm doing all this stuff. Next thing you know, I'm looking like somebody on TV in these incubators, and I
Exactly.
and I didn't and I didn't think I had an underlying condition. The ability to do what's right and the ability to not be selfish towards anybody else. And I think that's the whole mantra of what's going on in this country. To thyself be true, but also who else do you care about as well? I'm,
Right.
I'm be real. CO2, H2O, blah, 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 blah. I don't know chemistry. I've never lived in a world, in a society that has questioned doctors. You think in 1600 something, something, they had polio. They was telling doctors that you came up with something too fast. We've
Right.
reached what, 700K with COVID-19 deaths? That was today or yesterday or something like that.
Right.
And you're telling me, first of all, what kind of research are you doing? And if you, where are you getting your research done? What outlets are you doing it from?
Right.
And two, at some point, when is the succumbing to the fact that this vaccine, which is not a cure, it is not a cure. You can still get the flu. The flu is a vaccine. That is not a cure. When you're going to take your probiotics, when you're going to take your vitamin C. I have not had a cold, Tristan, in 2 years. You know why? Because I'm still wearing a mask.
Right.
So whatever sneeze I get, I can open a window and yeah, I might feel a little sniffle, but I'm not passing nothing. Nobody's passing to me because I'm wearing things that have become normal to keep you safe and everybody else safe have become monsters to everybody.
Right.
But it's also a derivative of a place where we came from, a president that did not understand and did not care to understand and not lead his troops, which are the American people, in the right direction.
Right.
And here we are in the political firestorm where people can threaten school superintendents about their kids wearing masks because kids are getting it now, where they can threaten, where they can beat up someone at an ice cream shop. A man can beat up a woman because he asked her to put on because she asked him to put on a mask that clearly is a sign on the door that says you can't enter without a mask.
Right.
People are beating 16-year-old hostesses in New York because they can't get sat because they're not vaccinated. They don't have a card. This is what this is doing to the society. The president of the United States just got a booster shot. He's leading the way and showing you that this is the way.
Right.
I understand that it's your right to not do anything to your body. You want to make sure that everything's right and not right. But at some point, when do you lay down and put down the fort and say, hey, this is not going anywhere? We are the reason that it's not going anywhere. And you want to be out. We talking about NBA players and athletes. Y'all going to the club still. Y'all done we've seen y'all wearing no mask to fashion week in New York and
Yep.
all that's going on and all, you are around each other. What happened to the humble beginnings? Rudy Gobert touched one mic and everything got shut down.
Everything got
Did
shut
we
down.
forget that? This is not football where you're playing with helmets and different things to protect your body, face mask and guards. And this is you and me. I touch you is on.
Yep.
And an epidemic will happen in the NBA. Tristan, we got some people to talk about because they were very vocal. Kyrie Irving, we knew that this was not going to be something that he would lie down and sit there and not have anything to say. He's been very vocal. This is the part of his career where he's been very vocal about everything going on around him. Now,
Yep.
the issue with Kyrie Irving is dissecting whether his mind over matter will be the determinant of the deter of his career.
Yep.
And that's the only thing that we worry about Kyrie Irving. Brooklyn Nets guard Kyrie Irving will not discuss his COVID-19 vaccination status with reporters during the team's media day. Please just respect my privacy. All the questions kind of leading into what's happening, just please. Everything will be released at a due date. And once we get this cleared up, I know that I'll be there every day no matter what and just be present for my teammates as one of the leaders on this team. You can't say that without wanting to do what you don't want to do. However, Irving had to participate in the Nets media day at Barclays Center via Zoom because of New York City's COVID-19 protocols. Tristan, you just talked about this. The
Mm-hmm.
city's mayor, Bill de Blasio, has issued an executive order that requires New York resident athletes to practice it, or practice indoors to show proof of at least one vaccine shot. If Irving is not vaccinated by the next season start, he could potentially miss Brooklyn's 41 home games. And the team does not have to pay him for missing those games due to his vaccination status. According to Yahoo senior NBA writer Vincent Goodwill, league sources that think Irving will indeed receive the vaccine, citing influence from teammate and close friend Kevin Durant, who has gotten his. Similarly, another one. Similarly, Golden State Warriors Andrew Wiggins will not be eligible for home games in San Francisco after telling reporters that he is not vaccinated. According to the Warriors on NBCS, Wiggins says his back is definitely against the wall, but will keep fighting for what he believes is right in regards to COVID-19 vaccine. I'm still trying to figure out what you think is right because everything you said has not told me anything of a position. It's just you not wanting to do something. Wiggins did not explain his rationale for not getting vaccinated, saying it's none of your business. You are a professional athlete. You have a platform. I'm sorry that we put in, and I'm sorry because on one end it is your business. On the other end, this is the life you chose. So we're going to ask. And you can't tell us you're not giving the rightful answer. According to a mandate issued by the city of San Francisco, only those fully vaccinated will be allowed inside Chase Center. The NBA denied Wiggins' request for a religious exemption. So is that the reason from getting the COVID-19 vaccine? Then we mosey on down to 95 South. Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal is also not vaccinated against COVID-19, citing personal
Yep.
reasons to reporters during the team's media day. I would like an explanation to people with vaccines. Why is they still getting COVID? Because it's not a cure, Bradley. You can still get it with the vaccine. You go on to answer my question. You go on to give the answer to my question even further with what you say. He goes on to further say, if that's something we're supposed to be highly protected from, that's funny that it only reduces your chances. Ding, ding, ding. That's why you should get the vaccine, because in the event that you do get it, you will not have to have the symptoms of that what you see on TV and people seeing it and seeing it in a worse fashion. You have a wife and 2 kids, sir. Your chances of going to the hospital. It doesn't eliminate anyone from getting COVID-19. Everybody need to go to the dictionary and look up the vaccine, and please read that because it's not a cure. Again, Orlando Magic forward, and then Bradley Bill said he couldn't smell and he couldn't taste.
Right.
So on one end, he's already experienced this and is downplaying it. I've seen a lot of people have COVID-19, their family have it, and because your experience was this way, you make it seem like every other experience it wasn't that bad. You can't downplay it because this was this way and this was that way. Orlando Magic forward Jonathan Isaac also revealed at media day that he is not vaccinated, saying he has natural immunity. What the hell? You have natural immunity after previously having COVID-19. Let me remind you that Lamar Jackson has had it twice. So
Yep.
obviously that natural immunity don't mean nothing because you can still get it. And not only did he have the first time, he was still experiencing symptoms and then messed around and got it again.
Yep.
Devin Booker of the Phoenix Suns is currently battling COVID-19, saying on a Twitch stream that he has lost his sense of taste and smell. Booker will miss part of the Suns training camp. I'm not going to tell you guys if I have the vaccine or not. Oh, you mad? You're not going to tell y'all because we got the vaccine or not. We going to ask you why. But you can, obviously, you're telling me you don't have it, but you can still get COVID with the vaccine. Why is that everybody's answer and the only answer that everybody is giving? And it's the dumbest. Stop it. It's the
It is.
dumbest answer you can give.
It is.
Booker said on the stream, declining to reveal his vaccination status. Educate yourself. Where? Okay. These are the vaccinated people, Tristan. I know that I was skeptical about it all, but after doing research, I felt it was best suited for not only me. You're a family man, Tristan. I'm pretty sure you understand this. But
Mm-hmm.
my family and for my friends. That's why I decided to do it. That was LeBron James. He also told everybody, adding that he will not comment on or get involved in other players' decisions. You guys know me. Anything I talk about, I don't talk about other people and what they showed and what they should do. I speak for me and my family. Giannis, Greek the Freak, and Teto Kuampo, he and Damian Lillard flew on the same sentiments. First things first, y'all know you're a LeBron guy. I gotta ask you this question. We asked LeBron to be God in the NBA. We asked him to speak, and then in the Red Sea part, and everybody him be Moses, and everybody follow. Is it unfair, especially anything else? We could say LeBron has impact, but is it unfair to put him in the center of this and make him make everybody else do what he did? He only did what was best for him.
So,
There's a lot of rumblings of he could be the better face for this to push a vaccination.
well, LeBron. See, the thing is, LeBron James could be the better face for many topics because LeBron James is the face. I don't know why people would be trying to make this thing seem like, I understand Giannis just won the championship. I get there's these young stars. I get all that. But just like I said this a month ago to some friends, until LeBron James decides to call it a career, LeBron James is the face of the league.
Jeez.
So LeBron he can influence and he can say all the correct things. He can make it so that they'll be like, oh yeah, we guys should do the vaccine. It's we got to care about our guys in the league. like, LeBron can say all the right things. We got to care about our guys in the league. It's important to everybody. We got to do what we got to do, in order for us to be safe and all that stuff. But we shouldn't put that onus on LeBron to
Yeah.
be the catalyst for that. And we probably really don't have to. The fact that he even came out and said, hey, I did it for me, I did it for my family, because LeBron James said it, because LeBron James did it, it might be a possibility that the numbers might increase of people that take the vaccine because they're like, well, if LeBron James felt good about it, there must be something good. That's normally how it goes. When LeBron James puts his hand on something, or when LeBron James put a tweet out on something, it normally gains the following that it needs to follow. So it could be that he doesn't even have to really spearhead it, but to ask him to do it or to feel like he's um,
Obligated.
obligated to do it, no, that's not fair. That's not fair because all LeBron is obligated to do is be the leader for the Lakers. Be the leader for the Lakers team, guide them to a championship. That's all LeBron is supposed to do. That's all he's supposed to do.
On a scale of 1 to 10, you've heard both sides of this argument. I just laid it out in front of you.
Yep.
On a scale of 1 to 10,
hmm
1 being you're not worried, 10 being you're worried. How worried or not worried are you that this is going to combust? And we're going to be sitting looking at the NBA, wondering when they're going to finish their season.
What's
Or
your
do you think they're going to take the football approach and say, whatever y'all do, whatever y'all not going to do, whatever y'all got to do, whatever it ain't going to be, we going to still play. And we
well?
not doing this again.
Remember, the policy is what they're trying to push now. The NBA. I don't know if you heard. You probably did hear it. But what they're trying to push with the NBA is that if you don't play because you are unvaccinated, the game that you don't play, you don't pay. You don't get paid. So if you don't play, you don't get paid. Now, I don't know anybody that's want to lose money.
Yeah.
Now, there might be some people like if you're in Kyrie Irving's position, wouldn't shock me at all if Kyrie Irving was like, okay, go ahead, take that game check. Because Kyrie has made enough money where he can do that. But some of these other cats that they haven't made that kind of like a Andrew Wiggins,
Yeah.
like a
A
Andrew
Devin Booker.
Wiggins, like a Devin Booker that ain't hit that big payday yet. Oh no, they're gonna think twice before they try to go about this thing and not um and not take the vaccine and look at the missed game. So for me, I don't really think there's going to be anything cataclysmic as far as for the NBA season. I think that we're just going to see some moments where there's some players that might not play. And I'm just waiting to see if it might be some marquee players like the Devin Bookers of the world, like the Bradley Beals of the world, like the Kyrie Irvings of the world, if they don't play and how that affects their team with them not playing, especially someone like Bradley Beal, where you are the squad. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Russell, we were hearing. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're gonna do more NBA talk as the season progresses. But a couple things that I've heard that Russell Westbrook told Bradley Beal to leave.
Oh
Was
yeah,
trying
yeah,
to make him leave. Again, Bradley Beal said, "The hell with that. I'm
being
staying
loyal,
in DC."
being loyal.
You being loyal, your team will suffer without you getting this vaccine.
It will suffer
Devin
without a shadow of a
Booker.
doubt.
I watched Devin Booker, and it was the equivalent of watching him was the equivalent of watching Kobe watch Boston celebrate. He
No doubt.
looked at he looked at them. I don't know if anybody saw that snapshot. He looked at the Bucks celebrate and said, "Damn," and
Yep,
walked off. And
yep,
I saw that Chris Paul ain't getting no young. This might be another last of the Mohegans. Y'all trying to make it back there again. And it's so crazy because these players bought into such of a bubble, but
yep.
we can't buy into this.
Right.
Um, we'll talk about this a little more, but as it progresses. However, the news today, the 76ers did not pay Ben Simmons the $8.25 million, 25% of his contract that he was owed Friday, and placed that money into an escrow account. Moving forward, the 76ers will deduct any fines that Simmons accrues as the season progresses. If or when Simmons shows up, he will be given the money that is remaining in it, sources told ESPN. This saga in Philly and Ben Simmons, Tristan. First of all, they gave you
I knew he was gonna get this
170
bag.
million. They gave you 170 million. They told you to come over here in Philly and be the guy next to this guy
Yep.
in Philadelphia. You said you a
Yep.
star. You said you wanted to play like a star.
Yep.
They LaMarcus Aldridge. They gave you a shot. LaMarcus, you could not answer the call. How long of a damn I wouldn't been to be part of a team that's called the process for how many damn years? Can we just be nothing without it? And if you think that these Philly fans are gonna forget that you turning their back on them, why not? Why you don't want to play? There's nowhere for you to go right now. You need to suck it up. Say who you are, what you say you are. They gave you 170 million, which you didn't deserve from the beginning. Tristan.
Listen, I've never been. I don't think I've been so disappointed in an NBA. Let me say NBA player. I don't think I've ever been so disappointed in an NBA player the way I've been disappointed in Ben Simmons. Like, it's it's crazy to me. It's so crazy to me that Ben Simmons, for him to have the okay. I'm gonna break it down like this. I can understand a little bit from Ben Simmons why he feels the way he feels. I can understand that he might feel a little slighted. I can understand that he might feel, like the coaching staff and the team kind of, did their dirt with him and didn't really, have his back or support him. But listen, Ben Simmons, you came into the league and you were heralded to be LeBron James 2.0. Like the vision like Magic Johnson, 6'10", you know, I mean, strong, big, fast. All you needed was a jump shot. That's that, and so you came into the league. You won Rookie of the Year. You came into the league. Your defense is great. We know that you can finish at the rim, but you just don't have a shot. And we gave you a few years to see if it would develop because LeBron didn't come in with a great shot either. Most of these guys now that are freakishly athletic, that got certain abilities, don't really come in with a great shot. If you notice, like they have to develop that because they don't need to be that kind of scorer because they're physically imposing and can do whatever they want to anybody on the court until they get into the NBA. Then you got to develop their skills. Um, but it hasn't manifested. And the problem with Ben Simmons, which makes the difference between when you talk about Ben Simmons and then when you talk about Giannis, is
Yes.
that Giannis may have some limitations shooting the basketball, but Ben Simmons refuses to shoot the basketball. He hesitates to shoot the basketball. He runs from the opportunity to shoot the basketball. That is more sacrilegious of a basketball player than someone that tries and it just doesn't go in.
Hell, at least Rajon Rondo recognized that they was falling off of him and decided to shoot a little bit more. And
And,
he's not an offensive threat at all.
here's the thing. It, Giannis drives me nuts when he tries to shoot the three at the top of the key, the three at the corner. Drives me insane, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it only drives me insane because he does it and he's a big. I wish that Ben Simmons had that mentality to shoot. And so for me, even when you see these summer videos and he's shooting up threes and it looks good, I'm tired of seeing the videos. I don't want to see another summer video of Ben Simmons shooting threes. Until I see him shoot threes in a regular season game on a consistent basis, I can care. I can care less of those summer videos that he puts up, or whoever on his team posts the videos of him shooting threes. I really don't care. You refuse to shoot. There's something psychologically happening in your brain that you are scared to shoot jump shots and you are scared to go to the free throw line. That is a problem. You were designated to be a point guard. Doc Rivers was considering moving you to a small forward because he didn't know he couldn't place you as a point guard and you don't score. That's the league we're in now. We're not in the John Stockton era and all that, the Jason Kidd eras where you can deal with a guy that scores 10, 12 points a game but also gives you 10, 11, 12 assists. You have to be, as a point guard, all the point guards can score. You think about it in the league. All the point guards that are considered to be point guards in the league, they're all scorers. Russell Westbrook, Mr. Triple Double. Dame Lillard, Logo Lillard. Steph Curry. I mean, enough said. Like all the point guards in the league are now bona fide scorers as well as assisting the basketball. So you now cannot be this guy that has all this ability, but also be a liability when shooting the basketball. So in the closing moments, we want you to be on the floor for your defense. We want you to be on the floor, being a floor general. We want you to be on the floor because of your court vision and your decision making, but you're also a liability because if you have the ball and the clock is coming down in the fourth quarter, everybody knows it's basically like hack a Ben because Ben doesn't want to go to the free throw line.
But you could also look at this two ways too. You talk about offense and point guards, you know, it's no longer a pass and then shoot mentality. When I come down the court, I'm either looking to pass or I'm looking to take it myself.
Right.
You can also look at it and say, there's no more Gary Paytons of the world when I'm going to lock you down and be so defensive minded that I'm not thinking about playing now. I'm not thinking of shooting, because even if we look at the past of the past, when we look at the past and look at the present now, Draymond Green was looked at as a guy that I want that defensive presence. But Draymond Green is not afraid to shoot.
Not afraid to shoot. It
We can
might not always
also
go
look,
in, but he's
yeah.
not afraid.
Hell, Dennis Rodman wasn't. He circus shots everywhere. But I mean, if he had it in his hand, he was passing to somebody. We can also say we doing hack a shacks, whether he missed it or made it, and we sitting in front of TV, palms sweating as Lakers fans. Shaq was getting on the free throw line. He wasn't afraid to
He
go
wasn't
there
afraid. He wasn't afraid to get on the free throw line.
because they knew that was going to. He's missing the point to be able to contribute in any way. If he never shot, I could at least say, I know they're going to foul him, and hey, work on your free throws. Give us what we need from there.
That's it.
That Joel Embiid missing 2 free throws comes down to you. That's the difference between you going to the finals.
Yep. Yep.
Will Ben Simmons be in the uniform this year?
He will be.
And if so, where? Philly? I hope they don't throw cans and bottles at him, because it's hard to play in Philly. I wouldn't want to go to Philly.
Here's the thing. I honestly do believe that he's going to be in uniform. Now, whether it be in Philly or not, I don't know. And the problem is, who's going to take it? Who's going to be willing to take that kind of? Because he is a talent, and he's a young talent. I mean, he's made all defensive teams. He's been an all-star, rookie of the year. So the kid ain't no slouch. But who's going to take it? Because whoever's going to take it is going to have to understand that you're going to play him and understand that not that he can't score, he just might not be willing to shoot. You're going to have to live with that. You're going to have to live with that. And what I'm afraid for him is that I feel like he is going to end up becoming an overpriced role player. And I would hate that for him. But that's honestly where it looks like it's heading towards.
Philly ain't gonna love nobody however Philly ain't gonna love nobody as much as they loved Allen Iverson ever again.
For sure.
And Stephen A said some wild stuff. But I agree with Stephen A. today. You
Allen
can't.
Iverson was a dog,
They
and
had
he
to. They had to literally trade him on their own. He did not want to leave Philly.
yes,
And and
and he would give you his left lung on that court.
yeah,
That's the kind of players that Philly looks for. That's why they embrace. You saw when they brought in Jimmy Butler, they embraced Jimmy Butler so much because he fit the
those
fabric
dogs.
of Philly. Yes.
Well, I'm pretty sure we'll continue to talk about this more and more as it goes on. Oh man, him and LaMarcus Aldridge, man, you see them traded from these low markets. You thinking that's gonna be able to be transcending to a big market with the extra help and the big double team and the team aspect, and it does not do that. Everybody
Right.
can't play with another star, and everybody can't play with that many damn lights, and it sucks, man. Oh, you just knew he was gonna be good in Philly. Let's go to the NFL, shall we?
Let's.
This is right on time. The Washington football team 21, Buffalo Bills 43. Tristan, you made a statement. How dare you? The Washington football team's
I was
defense is
wrong.
overrated.
I wasn't wrong.
I mean, it's the Bills. It was the Bills.
I'm not wrong though. I'm
It was
not
the
wrong.
Bills.
I'm not wrong. What's that show? What's that show that used to come on TV? Numbers don't lie. I'm not wrong.
It was the
I'm not wrong.
Bills. It
The
was the
the
Bills.
listen. The Bills aren't the Bills aren't the Bills anymore. What Fat Joe say? What Fat Joe say? Yesterday's price is not today's price. The
It done
Bills are
went
not.
down, baby.
Listen, the Bills. You knew you were going to go into an offensive juggernaut with the Bills. You have 4 first-round picks on that defensive line. 4. Like the last 5 years, they're all on that line. Here's my problem. All summer, what was coming into the league was the Washington football team is going to make some quiet noise. Why? Because you have a defense and you're going to have an offense that's just going to manage the game because the defense is going to do the job. We are now in a position where we're literally asking the offense to score more than 21 points a game to possibly win the game. That was not the plan. That was not the plan. Now what I will say this, what I will say for all Washington media, I will say the slander that Chase Young is getting is unwarranted.
It's unfair to him. This
It's
man is running up
unfair.
and down.
It's unfair. If anybody um watching Chase Young play, right?
Yeah.
You can tell that all the tools are there, but he's still young. He's still young, and he's got to learn some skills at pass rushing. It's no longer um, being the quickest defender out there. It's no longer being the strongest one with and having a bull rush. And you got to have a certain array of skills.
Spin
In
move, something.
Yes, you have to have a certain array of skills um, in order to get past these tackles. Okay,
Yeah.
these guys get paid, and these guys have been playing longer than you. That's my own critique with Chase Young, but it's not warranted the slander that I'm seeing he's getting. But what I
He's
will
gonna
say
get
this:
and he's gonna get double teamed and he's
he's
gonna
going to
get
get
double
doubled, he's
teamed.
going to get tripled. What I will say is this though: Jack Del Rio needs to adjust the defense. And I said this last year. I said it during the summer, and I'm saying it now. And I thought it was addressed, but I thought it was wrong. And this is another thing. This is going to turn into a Tristan audible because I'm letting you know. This is what's
Well,
happening.
welcome El Baco.
This is what's happening. This is what's making me upset. I said last year when people asked me, "What do you think that the defense needs in order to get better?" Better linebackers.
Yeah.
Better linebackers. I was like, if you get better linebackers, we're going to be okay. If you watched last season, what was killing us was shallow crosses, flats, quick posts, quick inside posts. That's what was killing us. Why? Because our linebackers were not athletic enough and fast enough to keep up with the tight ends, keep up with the slot receivers, in order to just make something disruptive in that middle to make the quarterback think a second longer. What's happening this time? It's the same thing. That's how we're getting beat. We're getting beat because the linebackers are not able to defend the middle of the field. And then because our defensive line can't get home, our secondary is getting exposed. So we're thinking like, oh, the secondary's off, the secondary's terrible. No, it's just that the quarterbacks have all the time in the world to sit in the pocket. And then if they can't get the corner for a long bomb, they're just going to kill the linebackers in the middle. We spent a first round draft pick on a linebacker that I've barely seen play. And now I gotta look at our rival in the Dallas Cowboys with Michael
Looking like
Parsons
something.
looking like the next coming of Lawrence Taylor. And we drafted a guy that we thought that they pegged him saying that he might be just as good, and he's barely on the field. Why is he
And
barely
that's
on
what
the field?
Washington Reds not that's what Washington football is predicated upon. What you think
Well,
Lamar
I mean,
Arrington on?
you might as well call
Linebackers.
you might as well call them the Redskins because
Joe Bl-
they're giving you Redskins aura. This is what we've been dealing with for years. We thought we moved past it, but clearly we have not. You, you the reason why Jamin Davis is not getting on the field is because he is not understanding the play concept. You spent a first round. Jack Del Rio, you played linebacker at a high level in the NFL. Ron Rivera, you played linebacker at a high level in the NFL. You were part of some of those legendary Chicago Bears defenses. You know defense.
so
You
why is
know
defense a
you
problem?
know linebackers. How is it that y'all drafted a kid that can barely see the field? John Bostic has I love John Bostic, okay? He was a great player for a long time. John Bostic has no business being on the football field as much as he is. He's too slow. In his brain, he understands what's happening. His body can't react quick enough. Holcomb is a good linebacker, but he's not like the big difference maker. He's just a solid, what we call a jag. He's just another guy. He's a jag. He's a solid player. Jamin Davis was supposed to be the difference maker of the linebacking core. Hell, you might as well should have brought back Reuben Foster for all that. You might as well have tried and see if Reuben Foster could be okay. Because right now, this is looking like a bust move. We're going into week 4, and Jamin Davis is barely on the field. And I'm watching a linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys who didn't need to get a linebacker, looking like the second coming of Lawrence Taylor. And if the draft went the way it should have went, and one of those corners between Patrick Surtain Jr. or J.C. Horn fell to the Cowboys, we might have been able to get Michael Parsons. So that's what's making me upset. That's what's making me mad.
There's nobody to plug up that middle. And
Nobody.
Chase Young can't do it all.
He can't do it all. I need
And
more
what
from
I'm
Kyle
even more
Allen.
pissed off
I need
about,
more from Deron Payne, from that interior. I
yeah,
need more from those guys. It's not just Chase Young. And Jack
and
Del
Chase
Rio has
Young
to mix
came
up
at
some
the
stuff.
wrong time. He has to what? I'm
Jack,
sorry.
Jack Del Rio needs to revamp the defense. You need to call some blitzes from your linebackers. You need to call some blitzes from your slot corner. You are When I watch the Washington football team play football defensively, you're asking the defensive line to be your only means of pass rush and not getting creative. Josh Allen had the cleanest jersey on the field last Sunday. Cleanest jersey on the field. That is inexcusable. Daniel Jones almost had a career game. Now we really should have lost against the Giants. We really should have lost. Okay? If the guy didn't make the mistake and jump off sides, we would have lost it. That would have been an L. Daniel Jones almost had a career game against us. It's inexcusable to invest in a unit like that and to have the coaching staff that we have, and that honestly be the weakest unit on the team because the offense is better than the defense, and that's not saying much, and the special teams is better.
It sucks not to get pieces and still not have the pieces. And then for me, being a huge Ryan Kerrigan fan, we didn't waste all his big years. It's just by the time we got Chase Young, it was too late. And Ryan was at that knocking on the stage of getting, he's almost ready to go. and it just sucks. But we lived.
Would have loved to have him to kind of show Chase Young a little more of what to do and how to do things.
Should have paid the man. Y'all know
Should
he
have.
wanted some money. Come
I don't
on,
even think
man.
he's doing. Is he even on the Eagles roster? Is he doing any? I don't even. I don't. I haven't even heard his
I
name.
ain't hear his name. I ain't see him. This
Should
is
have
going to
paid
be
him.
pretty interesting. Anyways, the Panthers 24, the Texans 9. The Panthers, Tristan, are 3-0 for the first time since 2015. That happened. They went to the Super Bowl. Can I move on?
Yeah. What? No, 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 no. This is with the Panthers, right? No, no. I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna
you
save it. I'm gonna save what I'm gonna say about the Panthers. All I'm gonna say is Matt Rule is proving me wrong as a head coach, but the true test will be this weekend with the Dallas Cowboys.
Colts 16, Titans 25, 353 of them things for Derrick Henry this season. Most through the first 3 weeks in team history. They ride on his back again, Tristan. Titans look
Eh,
kind of good.
If it ain't, hey, listen. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. And
If he
he's,
ain't broke, let him go.
hey, he's still going. I don't know how long he's gonna go, but hey, keep it going, King Henry. I love it. I love the throwback football. I love him seeing him stiff arm these guys and making them look like action figures that you're just tossing on a wall or something. It's amazing.
Falcons 17, Giants 14. These two teams. Oh man, the difference a couple of years make, huh? Um
Listen, listen. Dave Gettleman needs to be in hiding up there in New York for everything that's been going on with the Giants. He just needs to not go outside for anything. I don't think Daniel Jones is as bad as he looked. I think it's just the curse of Gettleman. I mean, no offensive line. I don't even know what they're going to do this weekend. I saw a tweet earlier that said Sterling Shepard and Slayton are both ruled out. Who are you going to throw to?
Poor Sterling Shepard. That name
Man,
used to
listen,
mean something, didn't it?
it did, but it ain't Sterling. It ain't Sterling right now.
And
I,
Victor Cruz ain't on the other side of him neither.
that's right. So Dave Gettleman really need. I mean, you need to go into hiding, brother. Listen. Let me look at the camera directly. Dave,
Go
if
to
you
get
ever see this, if you just ever see this on YouTube or listen to it on podcasts, make sure y'all follow Rolling with Ramos on YouTube and all podcast platforms. If you ever see this,
Pluggo.
if you ever see this, just go into hiding, brother. Just go into hiding. It's okay. Everybody can be wrong. Everybody can be wrong, man. It's all right. It's all right.
Get you a
But them
Dave's
people in New
double
York,
from Wendy's and go away.
just go away. Listen. It's okay. It's okay. It happens. It
Where's Michael
happens.
Rappaport when you need him?
Exactly. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? And then for Saquon, I mean, it's like I don't know. It's bad, man. It's bad for the Giants. I feel for them.
Speaking of bad and everybody pressing the panic button, the Chiefs 24, the Chargers 30. Chiefs lost 2 straight for the first time since weeks 5 and 6. That was in 2019.
Listen,
Before you say anything, welcome to Kansas City, Josh Gordon. Whatever's going on outside in your personal life, I hope you've been able to fix it. I hope
I hope you
there's
can get it
I
right.
hope there's I hope and I pray because you got the quarterback again that's going to give you the career we all want you to have. I
For
hope
sure.
that whatever we going there's a 30 for 30 on Josh Gordon. There's a story we haven't read and seen yet. I hope that whatever's going on,
Yeah,
he can just get back the ball in the way we want to see this young man ball. Come on, Josh
for sure.
Gordon. Ooh, come on. I'm hoping this works out, please.
For sure.
Beg you.
For sure. Um, for sure. I fully agree with you on everything you just said. I'm not panicking on the Chiefs. I'm
Okay.
not. I'm not. What I will say this though. The arrogance of Patrick Mahomes on the field, because he talks humble off the field, but on the field, the arrogance of Patrick Mahomes and that team overall is going to bite them. Because guess who's that whole division? Newsflash, Kansas City. That whole division has improved.
Yeah.
The Raiders, the Chargers, the Broncos. The entire division has improved. There's a chance that you might not even win your own division. How
Mm.
about that? I got between the Chargers and the Raiders to win that division. And I've never been, as long as I've been looking at sports, watching players closely, I've never been so wrong about a player the way I was wrong about Justin Herbert. And I'm not upset about it. I'm
Yeah.
happy for him. I'm glad he's balling. I'm glad. I'm happy that I was wrong. But I was so wrong about Justin Herbert. I didn't think he was going to be a bust or anything. I didn't think he was going to suck. I thought he'd be okay. I didn't think he'd be this. I didn't think he'd be the player that he is. And listen, I'm not upset. I could be wrong. Tristan, can be wrong. And I am not
Tristan's
afraid to
always
admit that.
right.
I'm not afraid to admit that I am wrong. But I'm so glad I'm wrong. I love watching Justin Herbert play football. I
And
love watching him. And then Chargers, y'all need to count your blessings. Because the way y'all treated my man Philip,
Philip, who
the
did
fact that
everything for
y'all
y'all.
the fact that y'all landed on this gem after the way y'all treated Philip Rivers, the fact that y'all landed on this gem, y'all need to count y'all stars. And y'all need to go back to San Diego. I can't even say
I
Los
know that
Angeles.
sucks. How many damn teams y'all gonna have in LA? Y'all gained
San
one.
Diego
Keep
Chargers. That's what
keep
y'all need to be.
somewhere. Keep somewhere. Some these small mark. Keep somewhere.
I
Somewhere.
don't
Let them
understand.
stay.
I don't
LA ain't that.
understand.
Come on now.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
LA's
rewind.
not,
It's
but I mean,
nice,
it
but
ain't. Yeah,
damn.
come on. And right now, that's Rams town. I mean, San Diego, y'all like the Clippers to the Rams right now. That's Rams. That's Ram City.
You seen all them stars that they gave? Well, baby, it, it was a boxing match the way they was
I
out
told
there,
listen, the Chargers are the Clippers of LA.
and that stadium is. I just want to go sit in it myself.
Everybody goes to watch the Rams now, especially with Matt
I,
over.
I want to rewind the tape a little bit. You say you say you don't mind being wrong. Is the how much of a verdict are you still gonna put on John Gordon? I mean, on John Gruden, or you want me to give you some time?
Holla at me around week 8 because this was the same
Okay,
thing last year. Last year they were 6-3, and then they lost 5 straight games. So holla at me around
okay,
week 8.
okay. I'm holding on to that. Prayers up to Andy Reid.
But I'm happy for Derek Carr. I am happy for Derek Carr. Derek Carr does not get the respect that he deserves. Derek Carr is a
Yeah.
real good quarterback. He does not get the respect he deserves, and he does everything the right way. I'm mad love and respect for Derek Carr. I'm glad he's balling
Prayers up to Andy Reid. We all heard he went to the hospital after the
for
game.
sure.
They said it was dehydration. They said
Feel
some
better,
other
Big
stuff.
Red.
Prayers to Andy Reid. Bengals 24, Steelers 10. Tristan, first road win against Pittsburgh since week 8, 2015. Can I move on?
The Steelers made a mistake bringing back Ben Roethlisberger, and
Woohoo, you did not say that.
they made a mistake, and they need to find a replacement for next year. He should not be the starting quarterback for the Steelers next year. You need to send him off.
Cam Newton's waiting for a job.
Listen, something. Ben Roethlisberger needs to be sent off the right way. You show your respect. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, but his time has come. Father time has moved in.
Bears 6, Browns 26. Can I move on?
No,
Ooh, oh man, the Bears. We not gonna talk about that pick, are we? We gonna leave it alone, right?
nope. Got to
we
talk
gonna
about
say
it. Got to talk about it. I have never felt so bad for a rookie the way I feel for Justin Fields.
mm.
What I saw on Sunday. What I saw on Sunday. You're right, Ron. Shout out to Ron. Ron is
Hey, Ron, avid
one of the most
listener, watcher.
consistent people watching the show. Definitely got to have you back on soon, Ron. He said Big Ben has nothing left to give. Totally agree. But let me get back to this. Let me get back to this thing with Justin Fields. If I'm Justin Fields' camp today, I'm asking to be traded. I've never seen a coach sabotage a player so badly the way I saw it on Sunday. That was an absolute disgrace. I'm not absolving Justin Fields because the players have to play. and he did not play well. But to not put him in any kind of position to utilize his skill set with that janky offensive line that you got, and you're going up against Clowney, Myles Garrett, them linebackers for the Browns. You going against that nasty defense, and you going to set your quarterback up like that with that janky offensive line, and you don't move him out of the pocket, you don't move the pocket around, you don't give him any RPOs, you don't show him any bootlegs, you don't go for any play action, nothing. You just let him be a sitting duck with five blockers. You don't add a running back to chip, a tight end to chip. Not five. Listen, if I am Justin Fields, Cam, I'm asking for a trade today. I'm going straight up. I'm your first round pick. I'm your number one pick. I'm going right up to the brass. I'm going right up to the GM. I'm going right up to the owner. I'm saying you either fire Matt Nagy or you trade me.
To Pittsburgh.
Hey, I'm sure Pittsburgh would be glad to have him, and I'm sure Mike Tomlin would know what to do. Listen. You are not going to sabotage my career because you don't know what to do with me. You drafted him. You drafted him. And what I saw was that you had no type of game plan for him. You drafted him. Even Kyle Shanahan got a game plan for Trey Lance. He got some kind of packages. You drafted this kid and you have nothing prepared for him to play. If you don't fire him, you got to trade me. I've never seen that before. That was a straight tragedy watching that game.
Ravens 19, Lions 17. The golden toe, the golden foot, 66 yards. He does it again. The Ravens escaped on their chinny chin, but they got a big assignment next week, Tristan. You talking about the Broncos you just talked about. And what the hell is going on with Lamar Jackson? It's something every week.
He shouldn't have
Whether
done
we
that
are
flip.
afraid of him getting sick, some illness,
He
getting
shouldn't. He should.
sick, now it's his back.
He shouldn't have done that flip in the end zone. That's what he's hurting from. I'm surprised that wasn't talked about enough. Him doing that flip in the end zone.
See how they do against the Broncos next week. They got to play this game again.
That's gonna be a good game. That's gonna be a good game.
Saints 28, Patriots 13. They get their old thing back next week. Tom Brady comes home. Saints first win in New England since week 14, 1995.
Wow,
Damn.
it's been that long?
Whew. Jesus
Man,
Christ. You ain't won in New England in that damn long. Jesus
man,
Christ.
man, that's
What you doing
crucial.
in 95?
Uh, what was I doing in '95? Watching,
I,
watching,
I got a clue.
watching Sesame Street. Something.
No, no, we was far removed from Barney and Friends, and
Oh, I ain't never
we was
watched
at
Barney.
least
Listen,
watching
I was Sesame Street.
we
I was watching.
we was
I was
at
good
least
with
watching
Arthur.
Saturday morning cartoons.
I was
We
watching
was doing,
Arthur. I was watching X-Men and
yeah,
Spider-Man.
that's where we was at. That's what we was doing.
Yeah, and Power Rangers. That's
Yeah, that's where we was at.
yeah,
Damn,
yeah.
95. Woo,
'95.
what in the whoo, Jesus Christ. Cardinals 31, Jaguars 19, Arizona first 3-0 start since 2005. They went to the conference championship.
Yeah, look, Arizona looks solid. J.J. Watt is proven to be a great, great, great pickup for them. Over there with Chandler Jones, who does not get enough respect as a pass
I
rusher.
wish his hometown was Washington D.C. Gosh,
For
dang.
sure, for sure. Listen, Chandler Jones, Chandler Jones is going to be one of those players that when he retires, Chandler Jones might end up in the Hall of Fame. You're gonna be like, where did he come from? Look at Chandler Jones's numbers as a pass rusher. He's up there with some of the greats, and he doesn't get enough respect because he plays in Arizona. But they're looking good, man. Kyler Murray's playing like an MVP. I mean, they look great. Jacksonville. Even watching the game last night,
Yes, I was.
Jackson. Look, Trevor Lawrence is legit. When you watch Trevor Lawrence play football, you can tell there's a learning curve as a rookie. But there were 3-4 plays that I saw last night. Trevor Lawrence made, and I was like, whoa. When you can make me watch you, and I'm like, whoa, you doing something on the field.
Just imagine what your future will look like if that's
If
a play I can look at right now. Yeah.
if Jacksonville gets it right, continues to build the team, fix that offensive line, put pieces around him. Let's see if Urban Meyer can coach in the NFL. If they get these things right around Trevor Lawrence, Jacksonville's got something great on their hands. He looks he that was the first time that I was convinced that he was worthy of being a number one pick.
you can you might be convinced who's the number one dump in the league at this point. The
Which one is
Jets
that?
0, the Broncos 26. Jets, they've lost 12 straight in September. That is the longest active streak in the NFL.
Hey, so Jets Nation, are y'all missing Sam Darnold? That's the
He ain't
question.
missing y'all.
Listen, you talk about Carolina living. You hear me?
Pew, 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 pew,
My man Sam
pew.
Darnold is enjoying Carolina. Okay, he got the moonshine in his house. My man is listen. Okay, he is killing it down there in Carolina. Everything is a breeze. Everything's easy. You know, no pressure, no big time media. Everybody's cool. He probably going to a local bar. Drinks are free. He's look. He's having the time of his life in there. He's having the time of his life. But look, Jets. Hey man, hey man. Zach Wilson ain't looking too hot. Y'all was trying to call him the second coming of Joe Namath. And he ain't looking too hot. You know.
Another tank year, huh?
Yeah, between Jacksonville and the Jets, man, one of them going to have the number one pick next year for sure.
Dolphins 28, Raiders 31. First 3-0 start since 2002. They lost in the Super Bowl.
Really? Wow. Like I said, man, I'm happy for Derek Carr, man.
Why you get what's the enthusiasm?
I, I think I'm just still on the
Week
fence.
8, week 8, week 8, week 8.
Yeah, I'm still on the fence, but I'm happy for Derek Carr. I can say that confidently. I'm very happy for Derek, man. Derek's my guy. I'm happy for Derek Carr.
Speaking of a personal stat, Seahawks 17, Vikings 30. Russell Wilson first career loss versus Minnesota was 7-0, including the playoffs.
Yeah, I wish Russell left, man. Russell don't deserve that over there. Russell don't deserve what's happening to him over there. I wish he left. I wish he was able to go. I wish he was able to go. He don't deserve it. Mm-mm. I feel for him. I feel for him. I honestly do.
He deserves everything else. Beautiful family, Sierra. He need to get his football career back on
He
where he
need
got
it,
it.
yeah. Because
So
at this point, I just can't see him winning another championship with Seattle. I just can't. I can't see it. I think it's a struggle right now. You know, just where we're at with him, how he's playing and how he's moving. I just feel like it's a struggle. Like, you know, what more can you ask for Russell Wilson to do? What more can you ask? What more can you look for him to do, or how he's moving with the offense? The offense is uh, the offense is moving the way he's going. It's all about him. You know, he's doing the best he can. He's trying to make the plays the best he can, and it's a hard road. Like, what are you supposed to do with that? So, you know, you're asking him to kind of make miracles basically, and that's rough. And I'm just like, how what more can he possibly do in order to make himself successful? Like, he's doing everything. We said let Russ cook. We said um, you know, bring the offense tailored more to him. And it's not like he doesn't have the weapons, but you didn't take care of the offensive line. You didn't take care of having a consistent running game. The defense is an influx, and Pete Carroll, you're a defensive coach. Your defense should not be an influx. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So I just don't see him winning another championship with Seattle. I feel like he has to go somewhere else and finish his career somewhere else to give himself a chance.
I don't know what the hell happened. Hopefully we're not looking at a Bradley Beal in the NFL with Russell Wilson not wanting to go, but we'll see what happens.
He might.
Buccaneers 24, Rams 34. Buccaneers, they're going. Tom, you're going home, baby. Let's see what you can do against your old coach. Tampa Bay, first loss since week 12, 2020.
Yeah. Listen, the
That
Rams, like I
defense
said,
couldn't stop the Rams at
the
all.
Rams are, well, the defense is being riddled with injuries. They
Yeah.
didn't have Antonio Brown offensively.
Oh, welcome, Richard Sherman.
That was a great pickup. That was a great
Good
pickup.
luck, good luck, bro.
I'm, I'm not, I'm not, I'm not even saying so much of like, it was good for. I'm not saying good like as far as skill wise, because we all know that Richard Sherman is not what he used to be. But as far as the knowledge of the game, his intelligence, his IQ, I think it's going to be great for that young secondary that has been getting exposed. And part of it's due to injury, part of it's due that they're young. I think people forget that a good amount of those players on the defense side of the ball were rookies or second year players last year. These guys are very young. It's going to take them a while to still learn. But as far as this Sunday is concerned, at 8:20 p.m., okay, Eastern Standard Time.
Popcorn, chicken wings.
Listen, okay. I'm gonna have me a good drink.
Drink tall
Have me a
beer.
I'm gonna have me some food, and I'm gonna sit in my good comfy couch with this TV, and I'm going to watch Tom Brady
What?
scorch that stadium. Okay, I'm looking for
Pew,
him to
pew,
throw
pew,
it.
pew, pew, pew.
I'm looking for him to throw at least 4 touchdowns. At least four
Who?
touchdowns in that game. That's gonna be a slaughter. I can't
Who
wait.
needed who? Bill
I can't.
Belichick, Tom Brady.
I know Tom Brady about to
We
come
we
with it.
gonna answer that question on.
If I never cheered for Tom Brady before, I'm gonna cheer for him. I promise.
speaking of speaking of cheering, y'all wasn't feeling me when I was feeling the weekend last year, but you gonna enjoy one hell of a halftime show this year for the Super Bowl. Whoever gets there, I just hope that the lights don't go out like Beyonce's concert. But
Listen,
when I looked at that lineup, baby, I said,
listen. I'm
"Woo,
gonna
Mary
have
about to bring it down."
listen. I'm gonna have my bandanas ready. I'm gonna make sure I got my gin and tonic somewhere. I'm gonna go ahead and work on my crip walk and make sure my crip walk is solid and prepared for this. Okay. We got K Dot, we got Dr. Dre, Snoop, Mary J. Listen, Eminem. Listen, this is gonna be a show. I'm looking forward to this.
Oh, you think they'll bring out SpongeBob again?
I would want them to. I wanted them to play Sweet Victory.
Oh
Play the whole
man,
thing. It's the greatest animated halftime
SpongeBob was
show.
killing it, man.
Killing it. Listen, I loved it. I hope
I
they did
love
it.
when the NFL does that, and then they do the slime cam, and oh,
Yeah,
that was so beautiful.
yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
Packers 30, 49ers 28. The only and last but not least, the only thing that went wrong in the week of my birthday, the Cowboys 41, the Eagles 21. 41 points in each of the last two games versus Philadelphia on Monday night. I'm happy for Dak Prescott.
Happy
And
for
I'm
Dak.
happy for the CeeDee Lamb, baby. Woo!
I'm happy for Dak. I'm sick
Damn,
that
am I
the
cheering
Cowboys are
for
doing well.
Cowboys? Damn.
I'm sick that they're doing well, but I'm happy for Dak. Um, I'm just every time I see Micah Parsons play football, I'm like, man, he could have.
Don't go back. Don't go back. Don't go back.
It just makes me
Don't go back.
upset. But I'm very look. Dak is playing even better than I thought he was going to play. To be quite honest,
And
he's
he got his money and played. He didn't get his money and slacked.
for sure. Like I'm loving. I'm happy for Dak. I just hate that it's the Cowboys. I'm afraid. I'm scared of the Cowboys. The way our defense is playing, I'm afraid of them. The way our
December
defense,
12th is gonna be something, ain't
I'm
it?
afraid. Right now, the Cowboys look like they'll be the ones that's going to end up winning this division. The Eagles are.
They're going to the Super Bowl.
Well, I ain't say all that. I just said you're gonna win the division. I will never say
Oh,
that.
they're going off on Twitter. Oh, as soon as
I
they
will
won that game,
never
I was
say.
like, oh my god.
Listen, you got to deal with the Saints. You got to deal with the Rams. You got to deal with the Bucks. I'm not. No. Then you got the NFC West. You're either gonna deal with Arizona. You might have to deal with San Francisco. You might have to deal with Seattle. No. I'm going to say that they're going to win the division right now. As I look at it, the Cowboys are going to win the division. And yeah, as a Washington fan, it's going to make me sick to my stomach. But this is the life that I chose. No one put a gun to my head. No one handcuffed me to this team. But for whatever reason, they're like a bad relationship, bad toxic relationship that I just can't let go of. So
I ain't going nowhere neither. What can you do?
this is where we are. This is where we are.
I'm always answer their phone call when I see it.
Always.
Oh, I can't. Man, I
Yeah.
can't. I
Yeah.
ain't gonna
Can't
be
let
able
it
to
go.
escape him. I can't escape him.
Can't let it go.
Um, this has been we need trumpets or something because this has been a triumphant return. You also saw the cameo of my cat. I normally put him away. He
For
was
sure.
laying down peacefully. I thought he was gonna be able to do it the rest of the show. Charlie won't let me live, but he's
It's
doing
okay.
his thing. At least he's not meowing or nothing.
It's okay.
Anyways, we've done it. We back. Whew.
We
You
are
look
back.
beautiful. You like it's like Allen Iverson's speech on during his Hall of Fame when he said he saw Michael Jordan was like, wow, that's Michael Jordan. He wearing a Jordan. Wow, that's Tristan. He got the glasses on.
I can't.
I can't believe it's you. Nice
I
picture in the
cannot.
bathroom.
Cannot.
Nice picture in the background. Tell Sierra to come decorate my house. Um
And hey, listen, it was definitely her idea. She's definitely got the. It ain't me, guys. I promise you, it's not me. It's not me at all.
Next week, 120 of them things. We don't know
Phew.
which day we're gonna bring it to you. We're just gonna come. You know what I'm saying? And we'll have more guests and we'll figure this out. You're beautiful.
I can't.
Fatherhood is the wisdom. It's just
You're silly. Fatherhood is great, though. Fatherhood is great.
you just read me a sports bedtime story. I'm just happy to see you. Uh anyways, make sure y'all drop y'all those comments down below. Make sure you talk to us. We're happy to see y'all again. I know y'all happy to see us again. And like I said every week, because I get a chance to say it for another week, I am Mikkel. Like Kevin McKell, you do it like it's my B-Day edition. Thank you. 33, you've been good to me the past 3 days. Keep it going. Anyways, we'll see you guys next week. America, peace.
Peace.